So for today's video, we're going to be doing like a glittery glam. So, I don't know, just you know, when you're feeling like a bit sparkle and you just want to feel a little bit glamorous. So that's what we're going to do today. So yeah, I'm going to do a voiceover just because these videos go so much quicker. Plus I get to watch like Bob's Burgers, do my makeup, chill out a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to slide you on through and then we can get started. Okay, so starting off, we've done skincare and we've done eyebrows already as well. And then we're going to take the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot and we're going to use this to prime the eyelids. So literally just taking that all over the lids, taking it really high as well. Then we're going to take the Natasha, oh my goodness words, Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. So this is what she looks like. She's very beautiful. So we take this shade and we do a small little wing first, and then we smoke this out with a brush. This is how I typically like to do this, just to really keep it as thin as possible as I can, so I don't overly go dramatic with like a winged eyeliner, or sort of like a liquid one. And then just going through and adding like finishing touches, going back over, doing what I need to do. And then going right into the inner corner and really just smudging that in. I kind of close my eye for this. I find it the best way to do it. Then taking this shimmer shade from the palette, we're going to pop this all over the lid. So I do take a brush, and then I do believe I take my finger, but I don't know if I leave the clip in. No, okay. So then I just blend this out, just making sure that it's all blended and it's going through the crease and stuff. Then I take glitter primer. So this is from Superdrug, but you can get one from NYX. It's just I don't know where my NYX one is for some reason. It's just disappeared off the planet of the Earth. And then I take the Peaches and Cream. Oh, I can't remember the shade of it, but everything is in the description box. So I just pop this on top for extra glimmer. And I take this shade from the palette and really just focusing this on the outer corner of my eye, not going too much into the crease, kind of just letting the glitter do that work, but wanting some extra depth. Then I take Garnier Micellar Water and some cotton buds. So I'm just going to use this to clean up the eyeliner. So you can literally see as I do this here, and it just defines the shape again. And then I take the Maybelline Sky High Mascara in Waterproof. And then the Unicorn Cosmetic Lashes in Forget Me Not. So I'm going to do that off camera and then we'll be back. So lashes are on and we're going to move on to the base. So I take the Ola Henriksen. I think this is like the banana moisturizer. It gives like a really nice glow to the skin. So I kind of like this as skin prep if you wish. Primer-esque kind of thing. I don't know. It's just really good. And then I take the Makeup Revolution. This is the Skin Silk. I believe this is in F2. I absolutely love this foundation. It's so gorgeous. And then I just take my brush and really pat that into the palette before panning into my face. And then I take the Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter, like concealer, corrector. That's the right word. This is in Cherry Blossom. So just take a little bit of this under my eyes. And then I blend that out with the Hourglass. This is the concealer brush. And then I take the Rose Ink concealer. I can't remember the shade of this, but just taking that on the under eyes, just like a little bit, and then kind of doing this outer wing kind of situation to lift the face. And then forehead, nose, a little bit on the chin, and then the upper lip. And then I do wait for this to dry, but obviously you don't see this. So I wait about 5 minutes usually before I blend it out. So I use the same brush that I used to blend out the Huda Beauty. And then, yeah, literally just going all over the face with this brush. And really, it looks like I'm not taking my time because I sped it up, but yeah. And then I'm taking the Real Techniques. I don't know what this is. I got this for Christmas. It's absolutely brilliant. It's like this really heavy, like powder puff thing, and then the other side's fluffy. So I'm just sort of taking this and patting my face out to make sure everything's blended. And then I take the Pat McGrath Sublime under eye powder. I believe this is in light. So I take the little sponge, like the little finger one. I got it in a set. So I just make sure that I pat out my under eye before I go in with the powder. And I typically look up when I do this. I try not to look down just so it doesn't crease as much. And then I take the Made by Mitchell. This is their curve case. I believe I take the shade Collectible, which I think is so cute. So this is more like a contoury shade rather than a bronzer. So it's got that cooler sort of tone to it. So I only take this on the hollows of my cheek and then sort of the temple. And then I just blend that out. This is a crown brush. I'm not entirely sure of the name. And then I move down to this shade. And I use this more as a bronzer. It's got a little bit more warmth to it, but it's still on the sort of cooler side. So it just adds a nice bit of warmth, but also not too much. Not orangey, you know. And then, yeah, again, just blending it out with that same brush. And then taking the Del Beauty, this is their bronzer in light. And we're just going to take, oh my, yeah, I forgot. I did take an awful lot. So I really just buffing this out as best as I can while also panicking. So I'm just taking this where I'd put that bronzer shade and not the contour shade. I do take my foundation brush and just give this a little blend just to make sure that it's not too heavy on the face. Then I take the Jordana Tissa. This is, they don't sell this anymore, but I talk about it in a video, but I'll link that in the eye. So this is their cream and powder highlighter that I use. Obviously, you can use any cream and any powder highlight. It's just I really like this one. And yeah, I feel bad for using it on camera, but it is beautiful, and I really hope she brings it back. So I take the cream on the nose, cheeks, inner corners, and then I take the powder on the cheeks and in the inner corners. I don't like it on the nose. I just prefer a more natural one. So unfortunately, blush did cut out, but I used this orange shade from the palette and used that brush and then pop that on. And then I used the Vive blush. I think this is Sunset something. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's just applying that on the face. Then going back into the Natasha Denona palette and just putting this as close to the lash line as I can get it, keeping it quite smoky. And then taking that brush, that little brush that we used earlier, and blending that out. And then taking the out of the sort of shade that we used, we're just going to buff that along the lower lash line to sort of blend it in and make it one. And then I'm going to put on the lower lash mascara, but you're going to see none of this. You're going to see the top of my head. And then I take the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Flawless Airbrush powder. And just take this. I usually take this all over the face. I try to avoid the highlighter areas just so it doesn't sort of dull down. It's just setting it in place and making it look nice and smooth. Then I take MAC Fix Plus. This is such old packaging. I probably shouldn't be using this, but I do anyway. And then I take eyeliner. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm pretty sure... I'm trying to think what the shade is, but I can't. It's just their like white cream eyeliner, and it's so beautiful. And then I take the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Then for lips, I take the, this is the Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. I've been absolutely loving this lip liner. It's so beautiful. So obviously I just outline the lips and stuff. Then I take the Hourglass. I want to say this is, I can't remember if it's Alpine or if it's Dove. I can't remember. I only have the two shades. But yeah, so beautiful. And then I take the Hourglass Gloss. I still don't know the name of this, but yeah, that is basically the look. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I love how it turned out. I just think it's super beautiful, just super like sparkly, really simple. I just feel like all over glitter with a little bit of smokiness really just adds to the eyes, and I feel like this is an easy look, super simple, super glittery, and just I wanted to try like an orange blush for a change. Don't know if it's for me. I feel like if I was tanned, this would be beautiful, but on my fair skin, I'm a bit unsure. But let me know what you think. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it.